In this section, I'm going to talk about groove command, and for that I need to go to part design environment, and then I'm going to talk about multi-pad and multi-pocket features and how you can use these features. So first of all, let's go to YZ plane and create a sketch, and I click on a sketch, and as long as you are in a sketching environment, you are creating just one sketch. And this sketch has named sketch 1. If I go to properties, let's see if I can change the name. As long as I'm in this properties, as long as I'm in sketching mode, I cannot change the name. Okay, that's okay right now. Let's go and create a very simple profile like a rectangle, and you can see that I'm going to use just this vertical axis as the rotation axis. So I exit my workbench and I click on shaft tool. You can see that the sketch is selected. The axis of rotation is going to be this vertical axis, and now I receive a shaft here. Now I come back to YZ plane again. Let's see if I can change the name of sketch here. No, this is not possible. Oh, of course, the feature name is possible to change. I can type in the shaft sketch. Now, whenever I look at this, I will understand that this sketch is used for shafting. So let's select the YZ plane again and go to sketching environment. And now if I right click on this and go to properties again, I can see that this is possible to change the name. I'm going to use this for groove, so I type in groove sketch here and hit OK. And now I add a circle. For example, the circle is going to be this big. Now let's rotate a little bit to see if we are cutting the whole object. I'm not cutting the whole object. I go to add a rectangle to this. So I click and drag a rectangle here. I go and select quick trim tool to remove unwanted lines here. I don't want to have these lines. So I select this. I select this. And now I'm going to select this. And now I have a complex profile. Combining the two objects will, give me this kind of profile. So I exit my workbench and go and select the groove command. And this is exactly the same as the shaft command. You can have grooving in both directions. You can add the angle in both directions. I want it to be about 360. I want it to be the whole, shaft in. So I select the axis of rotation, that is the center axis of the shaft. So I click OK, and you can see that this is created for me. Now I'm going to show you how you can use multipad features. To create a multipad, you should have a sketch that is combined of several objects. So I go to YZ plane again. I want to create it in this area, in this, view. So let's pan to the left. I press Ctrl and left arrow key several times to pan to the left. And now I want to create a simple profile like this. And I want to have, for example, a circle in this. And of course, I want to have, for example, an ellipse here, like this. This is the center of ellipse. This is going to be the major axis, and this is going to be the minor axis. So I have 3 items in this sketch. Let's rename this sketch to Multipad. And let's exit. And now that I have several items in one sketch, I can use these items for multipad. You can see multipad is under the padding, and by selecting this, I can select the sketch that I want to have as multipad and click here. And you can see the dialog box recognizes 3 different items in this sketch. And you can click on one item and tell that I want it to be about, for example, 50 millimeters of sketching. Now I click the second one, and I want the second one to have about 75 millimeters of sketching. But I want the third one to be about, for example, 55 millimeters of sketching. So I click OK. You can see that this multipad is created like this. Different parts have different paddings, and you can see that by rotating, I have different amounts of padding. But whenever I want to change this, I can go to Multipad and double click on this and select the padding that I want. For example, I want it to be about 100 millimeters, and the third one that is gonna be this, that is, here. I want it to be about 75 millimeters. Now I have different amounts of padding applied to my shape, and now you can see it better than before multi-padding is enabled. Now let's go to the back of this shape. I want to select this part as the plane that I'm going to draw the sketch on that. I go to sketch mode, and now I'm aligned to this, so I add one circle here, one circle, or let it be an ellipse here, and a rectangle here. I should create the ellipse better than this. I didn't select the major axis or minor axis correctly. I want a rectangle here. Now I exit my workbench again, and this time I'm going to select multi-pocket. This is under pocketing tool, and you can see that multi-pocket is gonna recognize 3 different sketches here in one sketch, of course. And let's select one by one. This is the rectangle. You can see this is highlighted in blue, so I want it about 20 millimeters, and you can see that 20 millimeters is here. Now the second one is the ellipse. I want it to be about 35 millimeter. And the third one is the circle. I want it to be about 10 millimeter in depth. So I could click OK, and you can see that this sketch and this multiple shapes are used as the sketches to cut through the object that I have used previously. So multipad and multi-pockets are very nice features whenever you want to have different types of, adding pockets and padding to one sketch.